whatever they reference and the people who reference it. Okay?
Who said my name?
Lauren, you are going to keep track of the text that's highlighted and also the people who reference it. Okay? All right. Here we go. I know. Hope is not. I haven't given anything to Hope. There you go.
That's nice.
I want you to underline the text and write down whoever references it. Okay? Okay. So, I'm going to give everybody a text. I want you to quickly skim over it. Okay? You all should have read this last night, and I know some of us have read it more than once, which is a good thing. All right. So, quickly skim over it. Okay, so here's the question. Let's go over our expectations. And we put them right here. So remember the first time we did it, we have to make sure that we state the evidence. It cannot be an opinion. Okay? And you have to reference the text anytime you give any response. Okay? We want to hear a lot of voices. And one of the rules that we all came up with was 3 voices before you voice again. We're going to have to change that because look how many people we have. Okay? So what do you think we should change that to?
How about 1 and
And Mayor? 2? Okay. So let's see how it goes. But we're thinking maybe 2. Okay? Half a voice might not make it. That would be interruptions. Okay?
Sorry.
So if you're off topic, I shut you down. Right? And I will go like this. So we need to stay on topic, which you guys are really good at, but that's just something that we want to make sure that we all understand. Okay, people on the outside of the circle, do you know your job and what you need to do?
Yep.
Okay, so I will collect those and we will hear from you after we are finished. So make sure you are correctly tallying or keeping track of what you need to be doing. Okay, so here's the question for the people that are in the seminar. Why was this birthday so important? What was the meaning of this birthday? So what was the meaning of this birthday?
Okay. So, there's a lot of evidence to go off of this, but I believe the meaning of this birthday is it symbolizes she's becoming more like an onion in the sense that they gain layers and they gain experience inside the next one. That's how being 11 years old is. You don't feel 11, not right away. It takes a few days, weeks even, sometimes even months before you say 11 when they ask you. And you don't feel smart 11, not until you're almost 12. That's the way it is.
I agree with Audrey, but and I have something to add off of what you said. So on the second paragraph, like some days you might say something stupid, and that's the part that's still 10, and the rest of that paragraph, maybe it's to this 11th birthday is to symbolize she's going to learn new things and have to experience new feelings, and that this 11th birthday is symbolizing she's getting older and learning more.
Well, I agree with Conrad and Audrey that she's getting older, but I also think that obviously she's older, but that she's getting more mature and more older, but she doesn't feel ready for that because she's you don't feel 11 not right away. It takes a few weeks, it takes a few days, weeks even, sometimes even months, and then she's sometimes you act kind of weak, and I feel like she's saying that because she wants to defend, well, not exactly defend herself, but Jesus doesn't feel ready to be 11.
I agree with what Audrey, Conrad, and Anastasia said, and I just want to say that I think, and when she turned 11, she kind of realized that she's getting more mature, but I think she wants to be even more mature and even older. And in paragraph 4, in the second sentence is, today I wish I was 102 instead of 11, because if I was 102, I'd have known what to say when Miss Prince put the red sweater on my desk. So she's kind of saying that she has gotten wiser and more mature, but she still can learn from that in the future. And then also, I think she also wants to be more wiser and older and mature, because on the 10th paragraph, it says, I remember you wearing it once because she's older as a teacher. She's right, I'm not.
I disagree with you thinking that she already is mature and all that because because I think she's really sensitive, and in paragraph 15 she says, that's when everything I've been holding in since this morning, since when Mrs. Price put the sweater on my desk, finally lets go, and all of a sudden I'm crying in front of everybody. I wish I was invisible, but I'm not. I'm 11 and it's my birthday today, and I'm crying like of everybody.
Okay, I agree with Melissa because same evidence. That's when everything I've been holding on this morning since when Miss Price put my sweater on the desk finally lets go, and all of a sudden I'm crying in front of everybody. Well, I think that's kind of that means that she's not really mature yet, but a lot of times the part of her that's 3 or 4 or 5, sometimes 10, wins over and kind of makes her seem like she's that age.
I would like to agree with Casey and slightly disagree with T, because it does say that convincing evidence throughout the text that she wishes she was older, 102 to be exact, to have the maturity to, stop crying and to know what to do. So I would just like to agree with Casey. I don't think that this birthday necessarily means that she's more mature. Well, actually, I would like to refine that. I think she thinks she's more mature, but I also think that this birthday means she's not as mature as she could be yet.
To add on to what Michael's saying, I think maybe she doesn't believe she's getting mature, but she doesn't believe that she's wanting. It's she wants to be more mature because she feels like she doesn't have what it takes to answer the teacher, and right there, she says, that's not, you're not mine. I finally sang a little voice that was made me when I was 4, because maybe she doesn't yet realize that she's getting older yet. She's still clinging on to being 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I disagree with what Conrad just said, that she's still clinging on to it. I think that
kind of in the middle between Sage and Conrad, because what makes this birthday so important to her is that she's finally ready for a change to be 11, because in the very first sentence, what they don't understand about birthdays, and what they never tell you, is that when you're 11, you're also 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And when you wake up on your 11th birthday, you expect to feel 11, but you don't. And in paragraph 3, you don't feel 11, not right away. She's kind of slowly transitioning until the mature person she wants to be, but her 11th birthday isn't going the way it should be.
I agree with T, and I'd like to bring attention to the very last two sentences on of the text. It says, I'm 11 today. I'm 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. But I wish I was 102. I wish I was anything but 11, because I want today to be far away already. Far away like a runaway balloon, like a tiny eyes to see it. And I think that that shows that I feel like the tone I'm getting from the story is that she was expecting something great to become of when she was 11, but she's drifting, but it's not as great as she thought 11 should be. Because it also speaks about, only today I wish I didn't have only 11 years rattling inside me like pennies in a big tin Band-Aid box. Today I wish I was 102 instead of 11, because if I was 102, I'd have known what to say when Mrs. Price put the red sweater on my desk. I would have known how to tell her it wasn't mine instead of just sitting there with that look on my face and nothing coming out of my mouth. Whose is this? Mrs. Price says, and she holds up the sweater up in the air for all the class to see. Whose? It's been sitting in the coat room for a month. So I feel like that shows how she thought she would just be ready to take on the world because she was 11, and she had grown since she was 10 by a year. And she thought she'd become more than she used to be the day before. But instead, it's not, because it also says, you open your eyes and everything's just like yesterday, only it's today. And you don't feel 11 at all. You feel like you're still 10, and you are, underneath the year that makes you 11.
Well, basically, I'd like to kind of disagree with Michael, because I don't think she feels like she's wise. Everyone else says. But I don't think that she thinks she's wise, because she says, I'm 11 today. I'm 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, but I wish I was 102. That means she thinks that she doesn't think she's wise. She wishes that she was more wise.
I'm going to add on to T and Audrey. It says, what they don't understand about birthdays, and what they never tell you is that when you're 11, you're also 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And I think that kind of, comes from the story that when you're 11, or the old age, when she was 11, I feel like all those ages are kind of feelings that she feels when she's not that age. Because when it says not mine, not mine, not mine, that Mrs. Price has already turned to page 32 in that cup. And that's not you're not mine. I can only say in a little voice that maybe that would maybe mean when I was 4. I think that was kind of a feeling she felt when she was 11.
To add on to Kayla, I really agree with that, how she feels that, when she's 4, when she's actually 11, and it's in paragraph 2. Some days you might say something stupid, and that's the part of you that's till 10. Or maybe some days you might need to sit on your mom's lap because you're scared, and that's part of you, and that's the part of you that's 5. And maybe one day, when you're all grown up, maybe you will need to cry, like if you're 3, and that's okay. That's what I tell Mama when she's sad and needs to cry. Maybe she's feeling 3.
I would just want to ask a question. What do you think that her birthday symbolizes in her life?
I
I think it's more about like when she turned 11, she realized that she can feel like different ages below 11, like, and she doesn't have to feel 11 all the time.
Yeah, I feel like people are bullying her on all the bad stuff that happened, and she's getting all like the lobster and
I'd actually like to say there is a thing called self-realization that comes about right about 10 and 11, and so maybe she's feeling self-realization where she understands herself in kind of her place. So.
I agree, like, and kind of to like add on to Michael's statement and answer Casey's question. This birthday is all about change because she thought she was going. She's wishing that she's all mature and wise and knows what to say. In paragraph 4, today I wish I was 102 instead of 11 because if I was 102, I'd known what to say when Mrs. Price put the red sweater on my desk. And everything about that day is just change and how she wishes she was more mature or older instead of just plain old 11.
Well, I don't really know why she thinks 102, because you would know what to say if you were 12 because you'd already experienced that situation.
Maybe.
Well, I think it was more of an exaggeration.
Yeah, I think she
Actually,
she
like,
wants to be
when
older.
you're not right at 102.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she just wants to. She's meaning she wants to be older because
She's wishing to be mature.
Like, it's just really just making the point that she wants to be older.
Yeah, I think
Just totally.
And she also says anything about it.
I think there's
I
a-
don't-
Okay.
I think that one of the things that kind of symbolizes that, like just that maturity, that time when you're young, that wants to not be good.
I think she's experiencing the coming of age. These things are ordinary because they will come later in life.
Yeah, I think she wants to be 102 because most people believe that with age comes wisdom, and she feels like that if she was 102, she would know not to just stumble when she was told to put the sweatshirt on, even though it was hers.
Oh, well, I agree with Ellie. It's not really much about the birthday. It's more, I'd say it's more about the wisdom. Because, yeah, I guess.
So what evidence do you have for that? Because you guys are kind of getting away from the evidence piece. So,
While he's searching,
I know.
Conrad brought up a very interesting point. He said maybe Rachel was not ready to become 11, and Audrey actually gave some evidence that I think supports that. I'm 11 today. This is the last paragraph, by the way. I'm 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. But I wish I was 102. I wish I was anything but 11. So that right there, I believe, tells us that she thought she was ready to become 11, and then at the end of the day, she decided she, I don't know, wasn't ready.
Okay, so I guess I just found my evidence. I guess on the first paragraph on the right, it says, "Now Rachel, that's enough," because that's what Miss Price says. Now Rachel, that's enough, because she sees I've shoved the red sweater to the tippy top corner of my desk and it's hanging over the edge like a waterfall, but I don't care. Rachel, Miss Price says, like she's getting mad. Put that sweater on right now.
quite ready to take on all the responsibility. Like, any part it mentions, like, she didn't really stand up for herself against her teacher.
I agree with Casey, however, I want to take a different stance. I believe it's based off of more of an experience, because when she wishes she was 102, she states how she wishes she would have had like a comeback, which kind of comes with the experience of dealing with people when you're shocked by something they say and you're ready to retaliate, but you can't remember what you want to say. And I feel like that's what kind of pushed her over the edge in these, on the right, it's paragraph 2, and it goes, "This is when I wish I wasn't 11, because all the years inside of me, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, on the back of my eyes when I put one arm through the sleeve of the sweater that smells like cottage cheese, and the other arm through the other, and stand there with my arms apart. I do, all itchy and full of germs that aren't even mine. That's when everything I've been holding in since this morning, since from when Mrs. Price put the sweater on my desk, finally let go. And all of a sudden I'm crying in front of everybody. I wish I was invisible, but I'm not. I'm 11, and it's my birthday today, and I'm crying like of everybody. I put my head down on the desk and bury my face in my stupid clown sweater arms. My face all hot and spit coming out of my mouth because I can't stop the little animal noises coming from me. Until there aren't any more tears left in shaking like when you have the hiccups, and my whole head hurts like when you drink milk too fast." So I feel like that is her kind of having the breaking point of when she realizes she feels that when she comes to be 11, she should have the experience that comes with the concept of being 11. However, when she finally experiences it firsthand, she realizes she didn't just automatically gain experience. Rather, she realized that comes when you get older, and she has the experience of the 10-year-old her, which is the one that broke down crying like when she was 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
To further support Audrey's claim, I'd like to go to where is it? I know it's it's paragraph 3. You don't feel 11, not right away. It takes a few days, weeks even, sometimes even months before you say 11 when they ask you. And that's because that's when she gets the wisdom that the majority of the wisdom that she gets from being 11. And that transition is complete from 10 to 11.
As I go over this text, I actually begin to agree with Casey and anyone else who agreed with him, because there's evidence where it says,
Say what you're agreeing with about.
I agree how she feels she wants to be 11, but she doesn't really grasp the entire responsibility, she can't take it. So she said, right here it says, "I don't know why, but all of a sudden I'm feeling sick inside, like that part of me that's 3 wants to come out of my eyes. Only I squeeze them shut tight and bite down on my teeth real hard and try to remember today. I'm 11. Mama is making a cake for me tonight, and when Papa comes home, everybody will sing happy birthday to you."
Well, I agree a lot with Audrey, and kind of disagree, not exactly with Casey here, because I feel like she's more grasping. She wants me to knowledge that comes with 11. It's she says she wants to be 11, but you don't automatically get smart when you turn 11. You actually have to learn from your mistakes and do stuff that actually helps you get good experience.
I agree, because you can't just immediately have experience the day you turn, in this case, 11. My evidence is on paragraph 1. You open your eyes and everything's just like yesterday, only it's today. And you don't feel 11 at all. You feel like you're still 10. And you are underneath the year that makes you 11.
So I would like to propose a new question, just something to think about. Is it, and this came from Ellie, she said, is it not really, or is it really not, sorry, is it sorry, is it not about the birthday? She said it's not really about the birthday, it's about kind of what is happening in the birthday situation. Or at least I believe that's what she said. But anyway, my question is it really 11 that makes her, I don't know. 1 minute, I'll come back. Someone else speak.
So I have a question. So, going back to the original question, what was the meaning of this birthday? Okay? So you guys talked a lot about what is happening, and you talked about a lot of different things and situations, but what was the meaning of this birthday?
I believe the meaning of
So I think that dang it,
So I believe the meaning was basically to realize that just because you're turning 11 doesn't mean that you're gonna change all completely. You get new experiences along the way. So I guess like this story is trying to tell her that she needs to adapt, I guess.
Well, okay. I agree with Conrad because this birthday, it seems like she's experiencing like every single year before, which is like the entire point of the first paragraph, and essentially the entire little writing piece. But because she cries like she's 3, and she doesn't stand up for herself like she's 5, and like every single paragraph has a new age that she experiences.
okay, so basically, I think it's kind of what the meaning is like. It's kind of a want to have more wisdom. Kind of a need to have more wisdom, but of course she thinks that at this age she can still say something that she might say at like 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, maybe 1. So yeah, like it says in I believe the last paragraph, yeah. It says, I'm 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I think that just kind of means that she is all those ages. But and then it says, but I wish I was 102, and I think that means she wants that want for this.
I think that the ground meaning is that she started by turning 11, she started the path to just getting that much more knowledge, wisdom or knowledge, because really the wisdom that she's gained when she's 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, it's not bad wisdom. It's all good wisdom. Like when you're 3, I'm gonna go to paragraph 2. One day when you're older enough, maybe you'll need to cry like you're 3. That's not bad wisdom, because the wisdom you get when you're 3, you're gonna use. You might use when you're all grown up. So same with 11. If the wisdom you gain when you're 11, you might be able to use farther along in your life.
I agree with Eli and Amanda because she's on this stage, she's experiencing all the emotions that her makeup reflects so far. Vulnerable, sad, sensitive, and kind of weak. But she's, like Spencer said, she's like drawing all this knowledge from those emotions that she's feeling. And also, like he said, she can use them later in life.
Okay, I'm going to stop us there because we have Ms. Crenn coming in at 2 o'clock to help us with our writing. But first of all, as you know, I always write down notes and questions and different things. The one word you guys kept going back to was the word wisdom. The wisdom. And then towards the end, you started, after I proposed the question again of what does this birthday, the meaning of this birthday, you kind of took a different turn and you started thinking about, okay, it's having all of this information and background knowledge of being able to use what I know from before in situations that are coming up. So, as you know, in Socratic Seminars, we never come up with the answer to the question, because that is not the purpose of it. The purpose of it is to dig deeper into any type of text or even pieces of art. And we haven't done a piece of art, and that's something that I'd like to do next. So let's hear from some of the people that were outside of the circle. Okay, so Sage, give us a report on people. You and Jackson took note of who talked, how many times people were speaking.
Alright, so at the
And you don't need to give a list of everything, just kind of like, these are the people that talked a lot, and these were the people that didn't, maybe.
Alright, at the all-time low, there was Luke, Kayla, and Amir all at one speaking. And at the all-time high, there was Tulsa and Andre at 6 speaking points.
I also got Sage W. She also got 6. And
That's okay.
People spoke 42 times.
Okay, so you took so 42 different interactions that took place in the half hour. Okay, so Hunter, you were supposed to keep track of the first section of the text. I think the first 2 paragraphs or so. Was anything referenced in there?
The sections I found that were referenced was, first of all, when you're 11, you're also 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Another part would be, you open your eyes and everything's just like yesterday, only it's today and you don't feel 11 at all. You feel like you're still 10 and you are underneath the years that makes you 11. Then I've got 2 more. First of all, like some days you might say something stupid, and that's the part of you that's still 10. Or maybe some days you might need to sit on your mom's lap because you're scared, and that's the part of you that's 5. And maybe one day when you're all grown up, maybe you still need to cry at 11 or 3, and that's okay. Then the last one I got was kind of like an onion.
Okay. Lakeland,
Kind of like
you were to take notes on questions being asked.
Miss Tobin asked, why was this birthday so important? What was the meaning of this birthday? Casey, what do you think the birthday symbolizes? Ellie said, is it not about the birthday? Michael, is it really 11? And
I
that
remember.
stopped.
Okay.
Well, what's the last?
Well, I was gonna say, does experience come with the age 11, or does 11 come with the experience?
11 comes with the experience.
You're not part of the thing.
And why? Okay.
Okay, Hope, you're up.
Okay, so I referenced the last 3 paragraphs, and Audrey referenced paragraph 18 about her crying, and then Michael, Audrey, and Andre referenced the last paragraph. Do you want me to read them?
Did they reference all of it?
Audrey referenced the whole paragraph 18 and the whole of paragraph 21.
Okay.
Michael referenced half of paragraph 21, and Andre referenced the first sentence of paragraph 21.
Okay, that works. Okay. Cassidy, you're up.
Okay, so I also did questions, and so I got
have that you were in charge of looking at?
I had paragraphs 3 through 6.
Okay.
And so the person who referenced the paragraph 3 through 6 most was Audrey.
Okay. Was there any particular part of those parts of paragraphs were referenced more than other
Yeah.
parts? Could you just touch on those?
Sure. So the first one would be the first few sentences of paragraph 3. You don't feel 11, not right away. Take a few days, weeks, even sometimes even months before you say 11 when they ask you. And then the second sentence of paragraph 4. Today I wish I was 102 instead of 11 because if I was 102, I'd have known what to say when Miss Price put the word sweater on my desk.
Okay. Awesome. Lauren?
So I had the half of the right side, the top half, from in my head down to aren't even mine, and the paragraph section was only referenced by 4 people: Luke, Andre, 3 people: Luke, Andre, and Audrey, and both Luke and Andre referenced the dialogue between Miss Price and Rachel about Miss Price forcing Rachel to put the sweater on. Then Audrey referenced the below the dialogue from "This is when I wish I was 11, wasn't 11," down to, she went from that part down to the second paragraph, or the second to last paragraph after that. And I mean, it's not my part, but I mean, it touched my part, so.
Okay. Do I do Kevin?
No.
Okay. Kevin, you're up.
So, I did the evidence, it's okay. I did the evidence on paragraphs 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Which is on the left-hand side, right?
Yeah, in other words, the last 4 paragraphs on the left-hand side. So, the person who referenced that the most was Conrad. He referenced it 2 times, and Casey referenced it 1 time, and those were the only people.
Were there parts of those paragraphs that were referenced more than others, or?
No, each part in the paragraph was only referenced once.
Oh, okay.
Conrad said, referenced the 9th paragraph. That's not, I don't, you're not mine. I finally say it in a little voice. That was maybe 4. And Casey did that 2nd paragraph of dialogue, and Conrad did that whole third paragraph.
Okay. So, those of you who want to participate in the Socratic Seminar, you really need to start making